gon' keep it real. Gon' keep it real, real, real. Go, auntie, go, auntie, go. Go, auntie, go, auntie, go.
As I was saying, he's highly intelligent. He has enormous vocabulary. It's just that...
Yes, go on.
It's just that he has a very bad temper. It makes it extremely difficult for him to interact with the other children. Now, perhaps I could recommend therapy or a child psychologist.
No, thank you. We can manage just fine.
Is there some problem in the home? Are you employed?
That's really none of your business. But since you asked, I am employed and I'm studying to receive my master's degree.
Then you are educated.
Listen, are we going to talk about me or my son?
I'm sorry. Well, we'll be happy to see Trey back in class on Tuesday. His suspension was only for 3 days, you know.
No, I don't think you'll be seeing Trey again.
And why is that, may I ask?
Because Trey is going to live with his father.
His father?
Yes, his father. Or did you think we made babies by ourselves?
Tell her go jump in the lake, Mama.
What was our agreement? What did we put down in writing? I, Trey Styles, being of sound mind and body, agree not to get into any disputes, whether physical or verbal, for the rest of the school year. If I do not conform to this agreement, I will go to live with my father, Mr. Furious Styles. Signed, oh, now, who wrote this? Trey Styles. You have to work on your handwriting.
Big pie, 12 members, big pie, like a big pie, mister. Big pie, big pie.
I just don't want to see you end up dead. Or in jail. A drunk standing in front of one of these liquor stores. Can you understand that? Look at me. I'm serious. I love you. You're my only son.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm living. That's enough for me.
Well, here he is.
What's the matter? You can't say hi? Go ahead, talk to your friend.
What's up, Trey? What's up, dog boy?
Well, there goes your son. You wanted him, you got him.
Why are you trying to make this so easy?
Well, it's like you told me. I can't teach him how to be a man. That's your job.
So it ain't no weekend thing no more, huh? Stand for good? Trish, you know Trey, right? Remember that time we were playing ball out there?
Yeah, I remember you. You the one who collect all those comic books. You living here now?
Thank you, Reva.
Furious. Care, my baby.
He is my baby, too.
You still collect comic books? Why this fool got more comics than a motherfucker?
Trey, come here.
Watch my stuff.
What up, Trey? What's up, Rick?
Well, it looks like you got all your friends over here.
When you coming to pick me up?
Listen, this is just a temporary thing. When I get out of school, I get a better job, a better place to stay, maybe a house. Then you can come back and things will be better. Okay?
Come on.
Okay. Can I kiss? Love you, love you.
Me too. Mom.
So, Doughboy, you staying out of trouble?
Troubles? I ain't got no troubles. You got some troubles?
Got some lawn trouble. Why don't y'all rake these leaves up for me?
How much?
I give you $5 for the whole lawn with not one leaf on it.
$5. Man, that ain't shit. I can make more than that doing that.
Oh, yeah, doing what?
He worked for his uncle.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I guess I just have to get my son to do it for me.
Do what?
I want you to rake up these leaves off the lawn. Hey, boy, don't look at me funny if I ask you to do something. Here, take this. There's 2 trash bags right there on the ground. See y'all later.
Damn your daddy mean. He worse than the boogeyman himself. Gotta do all these leaves. Who do you think you is? Kunta Kinte? Later, Trey. Later. Boy, what you mean a boogeyman? There ain't no such thing as no boogeyman. Shut up, fool. Yeah, there is. If there is, I can hope to whip his ass. Yeah, later.
Hello, loves. It's Auntie back with part 4. And as you guys are looking at this and you just got through seeing the clip, tell me you don't know what movie that is. That is from Boyz N The Hood. That was in the era of the 80s. I'm sorry, the 80s was my jam. Okay, anyway, as you can see, I am definitely somebody that lived in that era in my younger years. Let me say it that way. But with that said, as you can see, you had 2 versions of Black women that came came about post the welfare era, and that was in the 70s. You had the single mother that decided, I want to go back, get my degrees, and I want to do better for myself. And she got hungry and she wanted to make a way for herself, and make a better life for her kids. And then you had the other version, which was the mother that was continuing on welfare. And usually in situations like this, from my own personal experience of knowing people that lived like this or lived through this, but there were generations of us, 70s, 80s, the 90s, and even current day, where families passed the baton, single mothers passed the baton of raising their kids on welfare, and then their kids were having kids, and their kids were actually raised on welfare. And the unfortunate thing is that it created 2 different dynamics in our community. But the common denominator that I want to bring it back to focus on is that, irregardless of what direction, what version we're looking at, the common denominator in this was the absence of the father. And so, as you can see, we ended up with women on welfare, and they began to raise the boys absent with the fathers. And usually, just my personal experience back during that time period, either they were selling drugs and got locked up, or they were dead. And so a lot of them didn't even have their fathers, where the other situation is that the mother who chose to go back and get educated, his father was still alive and doing well. And so she was able to have that relationship with the father in order to help her continue to raise their son, even though they were not together as a couple. And as many of you have, again, I know you guys have seen the movie, you know how the outcome was or what the outcome was. So unfortunately, we got one that did well progressively as far as raising kids to follow in the footsteps and go to college. And then you had the others that ended up, not doing well. And so I want you to hear from somebody, Truth Unedited, love his videos. I'm going to put the link to his videos down below. Listen to what he's saying. And this is giving you what the stats were back in the 70s about the unemployment rate and how it affected the Black family.
Unemployment rate in the United States from 1964 to 2010. On this chart, you can track the unemployment rate from the 70s. In 1971, the unemployment rate was 5.9%. 72, 5.6%. 73, 4.9%. 74, when things started to really go bad, went back up to 5.6%. 75, 8.5%. 76, 7.7. 77, 7.1, 78, 6.1, and 79, 5.8. That was the unemployment rate in the 70s. Unemployment in the 70s for civilian workers never really went under 5%. But it was proportionately different between the white community and the Negro community. So this red line right here will be the national unemployment rate. Now, if you look deeper at the unemployment rate, you will notice the rate for white workers was always less than the overall rate. If this economy was equal, the rate would be equal. But that is not the case. For whites, in 71, it was 5.4%. 72, 5.1%. 73, 4.3. 74, 5.0. 75, 7.8. And these are the other numbers going up to 79, which ended at 5.1%. Then when you look at the Negro community, you can see something that was drastically different. The number was always at least 100% higher than it was in white America. In 79, 9.9%. 72, 10.4%. 73, 9.4%. 74, 10.5%. 75, 14.8%. Ending at 79, 12.3%. These are big differences. What the numbers are not showing is that the 70s furthered the divide of the middle class and poor in America. Lack of economic opportunities led to poverty in the Black community. Where there is poverty and people struggling to survive spurs violence and crime. Many Black men returned to crime as that was their only opportunities to live. The movie Dead Presidents depicted this well. When the young brother did his thing in the war and came back to no opportunities, he tried as hard as he could, but he was not able to provide for his family. But a pimp in the neighborhood was able to provide because he wasn't depending on the system. And so with limited opportunities, Black men resorted to crime.
So what's really hard is that wasn't that the men, the fathers, didn't want to be in the homes to raise their children. Times were so difficult then that they were trying to do whatever they could by any means necessary, and they ended up hustling in the streets. And unfortunately, that did not yield a positive outcome in that regard. So we ended up with children still continuing the negative outcome of being on welfare from one generation to another. So I'm going to leave it right there, and I will see you back in part 5. Wait a minute. Did y'all forget to subscribe? There you go. Now click that notification bell and click all so you don't miss out on any videos that Auntie is going to be uploading. Okay, now go by. You see that thumbs up? Click the like button. And lastly, on your way out, drive by that comment section and drop a comment. See you in the upcoming videos. Love you.
Auntie, go, go, Auntie, go, Auntie, go. Putting in more than the things we see. I know there's two sides of everything. That's what I cut for you. Ain't no limit to what I does for ya. Generations of our culture opens up. Every day I'm growing and it's going up. AuntieTV, it's